Yes, sir. What's your name?
Name's Joe Wurzelbacher.
Good to see you, Joe.
I'm getting ready to buy a company
Yeah.
that makes about $250,000, $270,000, $80,000 a year.
All right.
Your new tax plan is going to tax me more, isn't it?
Well, here's what's going to happen. If you're a small business, which you would qualify, first of all, you get a 50% tax credit, so you get a cut on taxes for your health care costs. So you would actually get a tax cut on that front. If your revenue is above 250, then from the 250 down, your taxes are going to stay the same. It is true that for, say, 250 up, from 250 to 300 or so.
Well, here's my question.
Well, I just want to answer your question. So for that additional amount, you'd go from 36 to 39%, which is what it was under Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
So the reason we're doing that is because 95% of small businesses make less than 250, and so what I want to do is give them a tax cut. I want to give all these folks who are bus drivers, teachers, auto workers who make less, I want to give them a tax cut. And so what we're doing is we are saying that for folks who make more than 250, that marginal amount above 250, they're going to be taxed at a 39 instead of a 36% rate.
Well, the reason why I asked you about the American dream,
Right.
I mean, I've worked hard. I'm a plumber.
Well,
I work 10, 12 hours a day.
Absolutely.
And I'm buying this company, and I'm going to continue to work that way. Right. Now, if I buy another truck and add something else to it, and build the company, I'm getting taxed more and more.
Well, you'll
fulfilling
the
American dream. So
but here's a way of thinking about it. How long have you been a plumber? How long have you been working?
15 years.
Okay, so over the last 15 years, when you weren't making 250, you would have been getting a tax cut from me. So you'd actually have more money, which means you would have saved more, which means that you would have gotten to the point where you could build your small business quicker than under the current tax code. So there are two ways of looking at it. I mean, one way of looking at it is now that you've become more successful
through hard work,
you don't want to be taxed as much.
Exactly.
Which I understand. But another way of looking at it is 95% of folks who are making less than 250, they may be working hard too, but they're being taxed at a higher rate than they would be under mine. So what I'm doing is, put yourself back 10 years ago when you were only making whatever, 60 or 70. Under my tax plan, you would be keeping more of your paycheck. You'd be having lower taxes, which means that you would have saved and gotten to the point where you are faster. Now, look, nobody likes high taxes,
no, not
right?
At all.
Of course not. So, but what's happened is that we've cut taxes a lot for folks like me who make a lot more than 250. We haven't given a break to folks who make less, and as a consequence, the average wage and income for just ordinary folks, the vast majority of Americans, has actually gone down over the last 8 years. So all I want to do is, I've got a net tax cut. The only thing that changes is I'm going to cut taxes a little bit more for the folks who are most in need, and we'll for the 5% of the folks who are doing very well, even though they've been working hard, and I understand that, I appreciate that, I just want to make sure that they're paying a little bit more in order to pay for those other tax cuts. Now, I respect the disagreement, but I just want you to be clear. It's not that I want to punish your success. I just want to make sure that everybody who is behind you, that they've got a chance at success too.
It seems like you'd be welcome to a flat tax then.
I would be open to it, except for here's the problem with the flat tax. Is that if you actually put a flat tax together, you'd probably, in order for it to work and replace all the revenue that we've got, you'd probably end up having to make it like about a 40% sales tax. I mean, that's the value added, making it up. Now, some people say 23 or 25, but in truth, when you add up all the revenue that would need to be raised, you'd have to slap on a whole bunch of sales taxes on it. So and I do believe that for folks like me, who are, have worked hard, but frankly also been lucky. I don't mind paying just a little bit more than the waitress who I just met over there, whose things are slow and she can barely make the rent. Because my attitude is that if the economy is good for folks from the bottom up, it's going to be good for everybody. If you've got a plumbing business, you're going to be better off if you've got a whole bunch of customers who can afford to hire you. And right now, everybody's so pinched that business is bad for everybody. And I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody. But listen, I respect what you do, and I respect your question. And the you know, even if I don't go get your vote, I'm still going to be working hard on your behalf because I want to make sure small businesses are what creates jobs in this country, and I want to encourage it. All right. Now, one other thing I didn't mention. For a small business people, I'm going to eliminate the capital gains tax. So what it means is if your business succeeds, and let's say you take it from a $250,000 business to a $500,000 business, that capital gains that you get, we're not going to tax you on it because I want you to grow more. So you're actually going to get some. You may end up, I'd have to look at your particular business, but you might end up paying lower taxes under my plan and my approach than under John McCain's plan. I can't guarantee that because I'd have to take a look at it.
I understand that.
All right. Thanks for the question, though.